and you've been single for 20-something. You've been in relationships.
Well, I've been in relationships.
But you haven't lacked relationships, but you've seen how much of it's changed. How different is it today? Because I don't know what it is to swipe right. I don't know what it is to have online access to all these apps that are out there that makes it a lot easier. Believe it or not, does that mean a guy's ability to have a mouthpiece today doesn't matter as much as it did 15 years ago? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah.
Like back in the days, we had to go up and say lines.
Well, here's what I'll tell you with that.
Yeah.
You guys tell me because I'm close.
I'm going to give you two totally different perspectives.
Go for it.
I remember being in 8th grade, liking a girl, and I had to call up her freaking landline. The dad picked up the phone. I had to say, hello, Mr. So-and-so. Can I speak with so-and-so? Who's this? Well, I had to get through that barrier. Okay, do you imagine? You know the freaking balls you need to have as a 13-year-old boy to get through the dad in order to speak to the girl?
That's tough.
And that's before she even got on the phone. Then I got to be able to spit some game and then get do you understand the barriers to entry are so ridiculous?
It's insanely easy.
Now you need to be able to talk. You need to have confidence. You need to have swag. You need to have respect. You need to have just a good head on your shoulders. You need to understand the difference.
Today you do?
No, back then.
Oh yeah.
Now you could be a fucking schmuck, slide into a girl's DM with a "Sup, girl, you up?" and a girl will respond. The game that you need to have back then is so much stronger than it is today. Now, with that being said, it's so much easier now. You can go on any different app. You can go on Instagram. You can go on anywhere, and you can start, making your move. And the last thing I'll say is, here's what I will say. What I've learned in my 20 years, I've been partying in South Beach for 20 years. College, after college, now in my early 40s. When you're in your 20s, you're focused on your boys. Okay? The boys want to have a good time. We're going out. It's all. In your 30s, now all your friends are getting married. You're focusing on the girl's perspective. You're putting yourself in the girl's shoes. The most liberating thing now is being 40, when you're like, all right, you focus on yourself. And this is basically what you're talking about. You're not worried about your boy's opinion. You're not worrying about appeasing any particular female or trying to be someone you're not. The realest thing you could be is who you are and be what you want, and then from there, what do you call it? Hold frame and say, now this is what I look for. This is what I want. And if you can't reach that, all good. I don't want to waste your time. The number one thing is not being able to waste time. I'd rather invest my time than spend time. Anyway.
Okay, so I'll break it down, right? Because we're in the game right now, and it's funny because a lot has changed since, you were back in the day to now, as you know. And my opinion, our opinion, is the biggest dating app now in the world is Instagram.
Yep.
Because guess what? Celebrities, influencers, athletes, stars, movie stars, right? Guess what? They're on these platforms. And girls are actively on these platforms every single day. Guess what? I can have a girl in Idaho, Tennessee, Alaska, right? I can send a DM and say, yo, come to Miami. Guess what? First flight out, she's in Miami. But here's the problem, right? Back in the day, they didn't have that because if you're in those states or you're in these cities, no one knew who you were. Only people around you actually see you in real life. Now, because of social media, the climate has changed. I could DM a girl anywhere in the world and get her here. So picture this, right? As easy as a DM, like you said earlier, I can send it to her today. And if you're verified, even better, because guess what? Now you're a valid person of, I want to say, authority. Status, right? So regarding brand awareness, having a brand and being that guy now on social media, you win. So look, for example, I stutter a lot, right? I'm not really the most, I want to say, talkative person because I don't talk that much. But my brand awareness is on point because my lifestyle, what I do, and then, for example, just me being a social media presence, guess what? That's enough for me to get what I want. And as a result, this might be a little controversial. I used to date three girls a day. So I would literally wake up at 8 a.m., go to work. Lunchtime, I'll go on a little date. And then after work, I'll go on a date again. And then a date at night. But guess what? Over social media, I'll be at home on my Instagram, send her a DM, yo, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm free. Cool. Link up. Or, for example, hey, what are you doing during the day? Link up. And it's that easy. Now, here's the problem though, right? With this much access and options, it's hard to say, you know what? Damn, I'm gonna be with this girl because she has these traits. Because there's so many girls now you could hit up. It's like, yo, why settle for one? However, I'll say this regarding this whole lifestyle, being a player, all options. Is it fulfilling? No. Because at the end of the day, I've realized from experience the best thing you can do as a man is share your time with someone that you care about and actually want to be around. Because all these girls, you could smash and whatever, have that experience. But in reality speaking, having that one person you connect with, physically, spiritually, mentally, that's important over everything. But regarding the dating marketplace, it's super easy nowadays.
All right,
Fresh,
so
I'm very disappointed that you went that deep in relationships. You got me emotional right now. You making me want to watch Notebook and fall in love.
Nah, bro. Nah.
So
Fresh, that was very sweet.
I was taking some notes on this. So like this is the current dating marketplace right now at a glimpse, right? So like if you got this cup, right? So let's pretend that this is a woman's validation meter, right? So it used to be where a woman had to go outside, right, to be able to get attention and or validation from men, right? She didn't have the advent of the smartphone and all this other stuff. She had to go outside and or put herself in a position, go to nightclubs, be social, whatever, to get attention from men. So men's attention was not as easy to gain as it is nowadays, right? So that when she walks outside the house, the cup is empty, right? Because now she's got to go out there and get her ego pulled or whatever and get it brought up. But nowadays, thanks to social media, by the time she steps out the house, this cup is full with validation because she opens up her Instagram, she has a bunch of DMs, she opens up her dating apps, has a bunch of options. And what happens is they start to have an abundance mindset. And I always say women naturally have an abundance mindset, men have to earn their abundance mindset. So just by a girl existing, looking at her phone, whatever it may be, I know girls that will turn on their Tinder. I've seen it before on TikTok as well. Turn on their Tinder, get a bunch of matches, not go on a date with any of them, and then just close it down just to get their validation, just to get like that validation.
Just to feel good about themselves, and then just keep it moving.
Because women, whether they want to admit it or not, they have a lot of them have low self-esteem. There's a reason why the makeup industry is never going to go out of business. Why hair salons, nail salons, even during a pandemic, they were still in business to some degree because women understand that their primary agency comes from the way they look. Right? So getting attention from men reconfirms in their mind, I'm pretty, I can still get a guy because a woman's value is based on her beauty. I don't care what none of them say. Even the strongest, most independent woman is going to wear heels and makeup and lipstick, right? So they had to actually go out to get this validation. Nowadays, thanks to social media, dating apps, whatever, women get this attention and validation without having to do anything besides be at home. And I did an experiment on this, right? So a couple years ago, I released a dating course with my buddy. And when I was doing the testing, right, we used Tinder, teach guys how to use Tinder, sugar apps, whatever it may be. When I was doing the testing to see which, the best way to get matches and everything else like that, see how the algorithm goes, I had two phones. I did an A/B test, right? So on one phone, I basically did a boost, right, on all the accounts. On another one, I made a fresh account, didn't do no boost, right? And I turned the phones off for about 24 hours. Turn them back on, and both phones have a bunch of notifications, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is fucking awesome. This is great. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting this attention. Woo! And then it hit me. Imagine getting this amount of attention every single day for nothing more than the fact that I'm alive. It would probably make me a piece of shit, wouldn't it? And then I realized, like, damn, wait, hold on. This is what a lot of modern day girls go through every single day. And the studies show it. Like, women find most men, almost over 90% of men on Tinder and Bumble, all these sites, as unattractive, below average in unattraction. Most women don't match with and or look at profiles unless the guy's in the top 5% of dudes. 1 in 3 men right now is either a virgin and or sexually inactive between 18 to 30. So it's become harder for a majority of men to get girls with the new social media age because women have more options than before. And a girl that would have been, constrained to her own sexual marketplace, let's say she lived in Iowa, whatever, maybe Idaho, right? She had that area. And we talked about this in deep with Rolo Tomasi. It was a localized sexual marketplace. But now with the internet, dating apps, etc., she can go and talk to someone in Miami. She can go ahead and talk to someone in LA. And there's a lot of girls flying out all over the place because now they have access to men that they would have never otherwise had. So in other words, when they wake up, this glass is full every single day, which is why a lot of guys are invisible to most women, right? So, and this is because of, dating apps and Instagram in general. So what's basically happened now is that the top men, right, are getting a majority of the girls, right? The majority of girls are chasing a very small select men. And with the advent of the internet, it's become even more pronounced and women have become even more selective because with them getting the validation that they get on their phones, they're like, fuck this, I'm getting hit up by Future, I'm getting hit up by whatever. A girl literally came on our pod and talked about, yeah, I banged Future and he jizzed at me and he was going to give me a family, but it didn't end up happening. But this right.
The rapper.
Yeah, the rapper.
On air.
Yeah, but it's on our show.
Okay,
they know.
cool.
They know what time it is. But that's the dating marketplace we're in. Yeah. Average women now, right, have access to top tier guys, and that's just what happens. So like a regular guy,
when Fresh goes on a date with 3 girls a day,
he's over here taking it. So it's basic. Long story short, a lot of guys are struggling because women have higher standards now, and male attention is worth nothing nowadays.
So in other words, the dating sites made the rich richer, the poor poorer.
Yes.
It's like stimulus checks.
Interesting.
Yo, you know the scary part,
I
though?
got it.
There's a darker side
Yeah.
to this. Really dark. You want me to go there?
Go ahead.
Go for it. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say, right? Sugar. So, guys, nowadays, right? Girls can have a boyfriend, a sneaky link, guy that they just fuck, and...
What do you call it?
A sneaky link. Like, late night, hit him up.
Sneaky link.
I'll come over and we'll just smash, and then you go back home to your boyfriend, whatever. Is what it is. And then the third one they might have the sugar daddy. So the whole culture now is, okay, cool. How do I get these things in life without working for it for girls? And what's the best way? Sugar daddy. I just show up, look pretty. I might fuck or not, but I'm going to get my rent paid. I'm going to get either a new car or I'm going to get money to go shopping or just have fun. And think about it, right? Who are sugar babies nowadays? Girls in college that have no money. It could be even a boss babe that just wants a better man. And it's funny because a lot of girls will say, I won't be caught dead on Tinder or Bumble because that's below me. But I'll be on a sugar site waiting to find the right guy that can take care of me. And as a result, guess what? Now, from that experience, they expect all men to be on that level. So the average girl that you see, your girl next door, right? You might, oh, she's cute, pretty, she's very to herself, whatever. You don't know. She might have 2 sugar daddies that are paying for her lifestyle. You come talk to her, hey, Susie, I want to take you out. Nigga, who are you? Because guess what? You're not on his level. And as a result, it's good though because once again, social media, it could be a guy on there that's high profile. It could be a sugar daddy. You never know who you competed with. So we say for most guys, on some level, become the best version of yourself because at that point, you can kind of play the game. But even then, you may not because either they're millionaires, they're sugar daddies. You never really know. So as a result, most men will never get the option or even the chance to play the game of the dating.
And the scary part is a lot of guys don't even know what they're up against in the current dating marketplace as to like why it's so competitive. So what I've always said, like feminism, what it's inadvertently done, it's actually given all the leverage to the top 5% of men.
Yeah.
Because what happens is woman gets her own career, makes more money, becomes successful. Well, now a large pool of candidates that would have been a great husband and or potential boyfriend, this guy doesn't make.
But the hypergamy factor, you're saying. They want to date their equal or above.
Exactly, right? So we know women on a balanced probabilities do not date below their socioeconomic status. They want to date at least bare minimum where they're at or preferably above. So as women make more money and become more successful, now their pool of men drops down with it and they want to date up. So it's given the leverage inadvertently to a lot of the higher status men.
These women that Fresh was talking about, how does it affect their psyche? Because you said something very profound earlier. You said, fast money comes slow problems.
Yeah.
So break down that mindset for these women. There's a lot of women out there that are like, I'm independent. I don't need no man. I get my own money. The boss bitch thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how are you getting that money?
So
maybe
lot of
you're
girls,
a career woman, but maybe you're more that sugar daddy with 3 boyfriends type.
Yeah. And I don't think guys understand, like, if you see a bad chick on Instagram or she's very attractive, you best believe, bro, that she's getting crazy offers. She's getting rappers hitting her up, sugar daddies, whatever it may be. Like, I always tell guys, if you guys really want to see the dating marketplace, if you're friend zoned by a hot chick, ask her to see her Instagram and look at her DMs. You guys are going to see what I'm talking about. Or look at her dating inbox, or her dating profile inbox, or whatever site she has. A lot of girls live a double life where whether they're on OnlyFans, they're selling feet pictures, they're on Snapchat Premium, they have a sugar daddy, they're getting flown out by a certain guy or whatever. A lot of attractive women have this thing going on. They're obviously not going to talk about it.
How are they all ending up in Dubai?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or it's a chick that's like, like, what the hell? You work, you're a RA at the school. How are you in fucking Ireland right now and then going to Dubai after? Like, so a lot of girls live this double life thanks to the internet, whatever it may be. So I always say, fast money comes with slow problems. A lot of girls that do, that are strippers, OnlyFans, whatever, they'll make this money up front or sell feet pictures, whatever. They'll make this money up front, but what they don't realize is that's going to have dire consequences on them in the future when it comes to marriage and or some kind of stable relationship, because we know how men are. Men are very territorial women. If you are about to marry a chick and she's your girl and you find out that she did some fuck shit in the past, you're more than likely going to call off the wedding because men have a serious point of issue with a woman's past. I always say women want a man with a future. A man wants a woman that doesn't have a past. And that's just the way it's always been since the beginning of time. Men are very territorial. So a lot of girls, what they don't realize is they're doing this stuff, right? And they kind of know subconsciously like it's going to mess me up in the future. But if it ever comes out,
they don't care.
It's going to mess with them. And then some don't even care. They're just like, I'm just going to be a thotty. I don't care. Accept me how I come. But fast money a lot of times does come with slow problems, which is going to be being able to find a guy. And we know a big predicator on female happiness and fulfillment typically comes from a family and children, not necessarily a career making money.
If you enjoyed this short clip, click over here to watch another short clip. And if you want to watch the entire episode, the entire podcast, click here.